Hello, in this video we will understand about the naming of compounds, or is also called chemical nomenclature. So the system of naming compound is called chemical nomenclature, and we will review how to name binary molecular compounds, ionic compounds, acids, and simple organic compounds such as an alkane, alcohol, etc. So we will understand first about the binary compound. Binary means bi means 2, and binary means basically two element compounds. So let's see. So nomenclature regarding the binary compound is, first we have to find out if this compound is an ionic compound or molecular compound. How we will find out the ionic compound and molecular compound? So ionic compound contain a metal and a non-metal. So this is the difference between the ionic and molecular compound, and molecular compound have only non-metals. So if you remember the periodic table, so periodic table on the right hand side mostly non-metals are there, and left side and in the center they are all metals. So when the ionic compound form, they use one metal and non-metal. So this is the difference between the ionic compound and molecular compound. So in case of binary molecule, two elements or molecular compound are called molecular compound. To name the binary molecules, a prefix is used to denote the number of atoms of each element in the compound. So here is the list of prefix used in the naming of binary compound formed between non-metals. So prefix and meaning. So prefix mono means 1, di means 2, tri 3, tetra 4, penta 5, hexa 6, hepta 7, octa 8, nona 9, deca 10. So these prefix used in binary molecules. Naming, the name of the second element gives ide. So let's see how we name. For example, HCl, which is hydrogen and chlorine, is HCl is a gas or acid, and N2O, nitrogen dioxide. So we name first element as a hydrogen and second element as a chloride. So we use ide as a suffix. So ide, you can see chlor rather than chlorine, so we change the chlorine name as a chloride. And there are one hydrogen and one chlorine, so we are not using mono. So we can otherwise there will be like a mono hydrogen and mono chloride, so we don't use any mono. And then nitrogen dioxide. So di is using for these two oxygen. The di prefix is used for this subscript for oxygen, and oxide is for oxygen, and you can see ide is also used. So to name the binary compound, first we use the prefix for the second element and ide at the end. So let's see some more rules regarding this. So rules for binary or binary molecular compound. First is the name of the element further to the left close to the metal is written first. For an example, we have seen just HCl or N2O, NO2, sorry. So we have written hydrogen chloride and nitrogen dioxide. So we place the name of hydrogen and nitrogen first. Why? Because the name of the element farther to the left closer to the metal is written first. So if you see the periodic table, the left side the element is or towards the metal that has been written as a first, If both elements are in the same group, the lower one is named first. The name of the second element is given as "ide" ending, and then prefixes are used to indicate the number of atom of each element. So here hydrogen and chlorine. So hydrogen on the left hand side and chlorine is on right hand side. So we have to use hydrogen first and then chloride, and we don't use mono, so but we use "ide" ending for the second element. So that is why nitrogen dioxide. Let's see some example here. So in case of some example of molecular compound, carbon dioxide. So carbon and oxygen both are the non-metal, so they are making molecular compound. And how we name them? Carbon will be first because it is both are the non-metal, but it comes first than the oxygen. So carbon, and then di is for this 2, and then oxide for oxygen. Hydrogen first, but now you can see the prefix is 2, means there are 2 hydrogen, so we have to use this prefix dihydrogen, means there are 2 hydrogen. And monoxide, dihydrogen monoxide. And then nitrogen trihydride. You can see in every molecule at the end there is an ide, and then here there are 2 nitrogen and 4 oxygen, so di prefix will be used to denote the 2 nitrogen. And then tetroxide will be used as for 4 oxygen, and then ide as a prefix. Tetraphosphorus, tetra means 4 phosphorus. And then decasulfide, deca is for 10 and sulfide ide. Similarly sulfur dioxide. So these are the examples for the molecular binary compound, how to name them. Let's see some more examples. If prefix end A and O and the name of the elements begin with a vowel, the 2 successive vowels are often elided into one. For an example, dinitrogen pentoxide. So N2O5 is a dinitrogen, and then pentoxide. So pentoxide, it should be pentaoxide, right? So penta and then oxide. So according to this rule, if the prefix end with the A or O, which is here penta, O is ending by A, and then the element begin with the vowel, and then next element is beginning with the vowel O, then we have to combine these two together and we can write with only O. So dinitrogen pentaoxide is not correct, this name is correct. Similarly carbon monoxide, so if we will write mono and then oxide, so there will be 2O, monooxide. So rather than this 2O, this is not correct, this is correct. Dinitrogen tetroxide, so here is another example. So we are combining these two together, we are removing the A and placing only O. Similarly in the previous example, here you can see it was written like a dinitrogen tetroxide, so this is also not correct, right? So what should be here? It should be here tetroxide, this would be correct name, dinitrogen tetroxide, like this. So this was the naming of binary molecular compound, and then we'll see next for naming of ionic compound in the next video.